Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me today at the Game Accessibility Conference. I am Matthew Tompkinson, the Creative Director for Just Dance, and I am honored to be here to talk more about the strides we've made towards making our game more inclusive and accessible for all players. One of the ways we've done this is by featuring a dancer who uses a wheelchair in one of our videos, Radioactive by Imagine Dragons, which led us to win the award for Best Representation at Game Accessibility Conference 2023. So thanks a lot. Thank you from all the team. And this recognition is not just a validation of our team's hard work and dedication to making our game more inclusive, but also a celebration of the importance of representation in the gaming industry in general. We know that dancing is an activity that brings joy and happiness to people of all abilities, and we wanted to make sure that everyone could see themselves represented in our game. Today, I'll be sharing with you more about our experience developing this video and also discuss more in general how we can represent better in our games. But enough said, let's watch an extract of the video all together. Including a dancer who uses a wheelchair in our game was an intentional and deliberate choice, one that we knew would have a positive impact on the millions of players who enjoy Just Dance. We wanted to make sure that everyone, regardless of their physical ability, could see themselves reflected in our game and experience the joy and exhilaration of dancing along their favorite song. It all started with a discovery. I've always been inspired by the work of choreographers who push boundaries and challenge traditional ideas of what dance can be. And when I saw the performance by Sadek Waf with the large group of disabled dancers in the context of Olympic Games, I was blown away by the beauty and the power of their performance. We discussed with the creative team from Just Dance, and we knew immediately that we wanted to bring this same sense of inclusivity and creativity to the game. So we reached out to Sadek to discuss how we could incorporate some of the elements from his performance inside the game, and we worked closely together to ensure that we were authentically representing the diversity and talent of disabled dancers. Working with Sadek was an incredible experience, and I'm very proud of the final result. By incorporating some of his choreographies and ideas into Just Dance, we were able to create a game that celebrates the beauty and power in dance, but also we are being more inclusive and accessible for players of all abilities. To interpret the main role, we could have gone with any dancer to perform, but we felt it would make much more sense finding a talent that actually uses a wheelchair in both his art and everyday life. So this dancer is Florent Dave Le Salver. We knew that it would be crucial to work closely with him and accessibility advocates to make sure that we were accurately representing the movements and experiences of people that uses wheelchairs. So when we identified him, it was because of his talent, but also his passion about dance and representation. So we worked closely together to understand his unique perspective and to make sure that we were capturing his movements in a way that felt authentic and respectful. Throughout the collaboration, we paid close attention to details such as the height of the camera, the placement of the dancer within the video. One of the most important aspects of the collaboration was our commitment to listening to dancers' feedback and incorporating his ideas into the final result. We are proud now and committed to continuing our effort towards creating the game with a better representation. But actually, Just Dance has been including seated choreographies for a while now, and we believe that it brings a lot of value to the game. Not only does it make the game more accessible for players with physical disabilities, but it also adds a new level of fun and diversity for the gameplay that for anyone that would be looking for a new way to enjoy the game. We can imagine so many fun situations because you can play like if you were in a subway, in your car, if you were an angel or a fairy seated on a flower. It's a great way to start from situation in the real world and see how you could be anyone and how dance could change your life. On top of that, on Just Dance 2023, we wanted to make sure that the game was as accessible as possible for all players. As such, we included a range of accessibility options that allow players to customize their experience and select the choreographies that are more accessible to them. One of the key accessibility options is the ability to filter choreographies based on their level of physical difficulty. Players can also select from a range of options, including seated choreographies, jump-free choreographies, ones that don't have moves on the ground, or ones that are less demanding on the legs, to ensure that players are able to enjoy the game without undue strain or discomfort. Overall, these accessibility options are designed to make Just Dance 2023 a more inclusive and welcoming game. And we believe that everyone deserves the opportunity to play. And we are committed to making sure that we bring the more options we can make fit within the game. But it was more about accessibility, and we were talking about representation, and the work that has been done on Radioactive wasn't the first time that Just Dance has had included a dancer with a disability, and I'd be happy to tell you more about it. It was an opportunity to continue an effort that started with the music video Blinding Lights. On this video, we collaborated with a dancer with a lip difference, Angelina Bruno, and we knew that it would require a unique approach. We had the idea of creating a video in a more futuristic style, so we collaborated with a designer to create a custom prosthetic arm that would allow the dancer to perform the routine with ease. I recommend that we watch the video.
Since it is cold and empty, no one's around to judge me. I can see clearly when you're gone. And I said, ooh, I'm blinded by the lights. No, I can't sleep until I feel your touch. I said, ooh, I'm drowning in the night. Oh, but
So on this one, we worked closely with the dancer to ensure that the prosthetic arm was comfortable and easy to use, and at the same time that it really allowed her to embody this powerful character. It allowed us to create a stunning video that celebrated diversity and inclusivity in dance, and at the same moment took the players to travel in the future in a very different environment. To conclude, inclusivity has been embraced by a range of successful shows and games, like Sex Education, Spider-Man Miles Morales for the game and also the movie, and The Last of Us, to just cite a few examples. Each of these experiences has integrated inclusivity in unique ways, whether through casting diverse actors or integrating characters. And I've been excited to learn that in the next Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, they'll be including Sun Spider, which is a Spider-Woman with a character that is using a wheelchair indeed. And in the end, for Just Dance, it is the same. We believe that inclusivity is at the heart of our brand and that it should be reflected in every aspect of our creative process. That's why I really recommend that whenever you can, to make it more natural, to make it more obvious and less an effort, make inclusivity integral to the brand. When you make it integral to the brand, it's less a proactive effort that you need to do to be inclusive. It feels much more natural and authentic. I also believe that making inclusivity integral to the brand will help build more diverse teams that will also bring their own perspective and bring to the table what they feel should be included within the game. I believe that not only it makes our games more engaging and enjoyable for all players, but it also helps to create a more welcoming and inclusive gaming community. And I'm very lucky to work on a game that has such a lovely community as Just Dance is. And by seeing their reaction when they saw what we did with Radioactive, it was very heartwarming because they really loved it and understood the move that we did. So at Just Dance, we're committed to continuing to prioritize inclusivity in our creative processes. We believe that by doing so, we'll create games that reflect more the world we live in and that will help to bring people together through the power of dance and music. Thank you all and have a great day.